Man, the clarity you get from not watching them dirty websites is paramount. I'm trying to tell you, you cannot defeat it. Clarity of life, clarity of your relationships with the opposite sex, clarity with friends. I'm in pretty deep with my journey. It's been about 3 years since a brother had sex, a brother watched dirty websites, a brother smoked weed, and my mind is doing a big reset. My mind really started doing a reset very quickly, but 3 years in, I go through a lot of differences. I go through a lot of changes, you know what I'm saying? I go through mood swings. I go through just my brain trying to go back to a factory reset, and it takes time, right? So imagine those people who can't even get past 3 days, you know what I'm saying? Imagine that. So let alone 3 years. What I've understood is that I'm looking to look at life a lot more simply. And I understand that most people that I've known throughout my life, I gave them too much power and I put people in position to disappoint me, right? And when you're distracted by your lust, a lot of your relationships are joined amongst that lust. Like if I'm a party goer, there's certain people that I'm gonna meet because I'm out partying. There's certain people that I'm only gonna see if we're partying. I'm never gonna see them on a coffee date. They're not gonna text you outside of that realm in which y'all have a conjoined space, right? And or if you're sexually explicit, there are some people who you may not ever have any type of communication or bond with unless y'all are having sex, right? And you start to become more cognitive of that reality. And it's heartbreaking because once you pull away from those things, you realize that you lose those same people, right? And when you continue to grow as an individual, you understand that most people are just not built to last. I know a great amount of people who simply just don't have a backbone. Throw their rock, hide the hand, can't be accountable. They lie, they don't do what they say they're gonna do. And how can I trust you? You know, they're gonna speak, still gonna speak. But I'm at the point where I don't even think that's worth it anymore. I think a lot of times that we make excuses for people because we know people are human. But if you're not doing it to them, then they shouldn't do it to you. And if they do, then you have to cut them off, with no remorse. I still have a lot of remorse, you know what I'm saying? BRB, finna hop in Target real quick. Say, man, just got back from Target, man. Look, I was in Target and I was talking to my friend Bambi. I seen her in there, and I got this drying stone bath mat, automatic dry when you step up out. You feel me? It's really just a slab of stone, but it look all aesthetic. You know what I mean? But hey, shout out to knowing people. She put me on game. But anyways, yeah, man, the clarity that I've received when I got over my lust, it's heartbreaking because you're gonna have to learn how to cut off a lot of people. A lot of people are not built to last. You realize that you've met a good amount of people off vibes, right? But then when you transition into something better, those people are no longer gonna mix with you. Those people who, when you on the phone, y'all only talk about funny shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like some life updates in there, but it's not really concerning the Bible, the truths of the world. What's the purpose of these conversations and relationships? I'm being real. Like there's really no purpose except just laughs. A lot of times people just want to be heard for real. And that's why we call people whenever we get excited, you know. That's why we do certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because we just want to be heard. But I realized that once I no longer have the desire to vent to others, once I no longer have the desire to be heard, once I no longer have the desire to be right, I realized that there's not that many people that I need to talk to, honestly. Most people in my life didn't really pour into me anyways. And I started to understand that and truly come to grips with that once I got rid of my lust. Once I stopped smoking weed, once I stopped having sex, once I stopped watching dirty websites, I started to realize that I was holding a lot of dead weight into my life. And then once you're on this journey of finding and bettering self, you start to realize that people will come into your life, and you can't control it, and they'll just play with you. People will come into your life and they'll just run them up. They'll just come into your life and go out their way to not keep their word. People will fall short. You're gonna have to learn how to forgive a lot of people. It's that clarity of mind that will make you react more logically and not emotionally, leading towards anger and resentment, you know what I'm saying? And you have to forgive people because they are who they are, you know what I'm saying? And it's up to you just to learn how to remove yourself and to stop doing so much for others without feeling bad about it. Like I said in my video yesterday about the power of saying no, you know what I'm saying? There's strength and power in saying no. You're not a bad person just for having standards for yourself, you know what I'm saying? But people, they're going to play with you if you allow them, and it's fucked up. It's messed up how they do things like that, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you overshare with people and you tell people things, you tell people what you've been through, your triggers, it seems like they're literally going to do the exact same thing you told them that hurts you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just my own track record, but it does sound kind of negative, to be honest, but that's just my experience. Every time I told somebody about my deep dark truths, they ended up doing the exact same thing against me. You know what I'm saying? And now we don't speak. It's just the way it is. But that clarity of mind will have you being so passionate about life because you're starting to be more simple with your approach. You're starting to look at life and appreciate the small things, you know what I'm saying? And you start to appreciate the little things, you start to appreciate the mundane, But it's gonna hurt. It's gonna have growing pains because you're gonna realize that most other people, they're not on the journey you're on. They're still stuck with their lust. So as you're over here high on life and being passionate and oversharing, people are just taking that in. And the demons inside of them, they're going to use that against you. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I think it is. You know what I'm saying? So when you're on your journey with life and you're focusing on bettering yourself, you're doing a good amount. It's been a good amount of time since you've truly indulged into your lust. It's important for you to only talk and be around people who are of the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? Because when you mix yourself with people of this world, when you're trying to escape the world, you're always going to get burned. You're always going to get hurt. It's never going to work in your favor. You know what I'm saying? Never. It's not. It'll feel like fun for a time, but time is fleeting. You know what I'm saying? It's going to feel fun for a time, but time is fleeting. These people are not built to last. These people are only built for laughs.